Good day, my friends. Froggy here. This little day cruise is with the Canadian Motorcycle Cruisers, CMC for short. Chapter 9, Richmond, BC, ride to Snohomish, Washington for the Sky Valley Motorcycle Festival. Yeah, this was the first time I met or rode with anybody from the Richmond chapter. This is one of their scheduled runs, and just a great group of folks. A pleasure to hang with, and a wonderful journey to say the least. Our ride begins meeting at the Burger King just across the border in Blaine there at 10 for breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, it's been 25 plus years being stateside. Forgot how big the portions were. I could fit 2 Timmy wraps in the size of the burrito I had for breakfast. Not to mention the Chevron next door was an added bonus. Well, time to trundle on, and the route chosen was detouring along Chuckanut Drive. It runs along the water's edge of Bellingham Bay and Sandwich Bay. It was a bit socked in, but I think on a clear day you'd see such islands as Portage, Lumley, and Sandwich. A lot of the landscape through Chuckanut reminded me of a mini cathedral park on Vancouver Island. Coming up shortly here is the Oyster Creek Inn Oyster Bar. They do open for lunch, but it's not lunch yet. What I really love about some of these turns are the concrete guardrails, and there's a few of them to be seen along the way. I'll take a moment here to apologize for the bug poo on the lens. I'm sure I picked it up in Surrey from previous clips. And good thing this border guard didn't catch it, because I told him the only thing I brought over was rain gear and fingerless gloves. We're going to be passing by the Chuckanut Manor Seafood and Grill. I'm sure it would be a decent day trip just to come down and snack on some appies. I also noticed there's a lot of people along the side of the road. There's some trails and whatnot, so yeah, could make a day out of it. Yeah, a little change in tide here as we're passing by Lake McMurray on Route 9. It's actually a really nice ride all the way along here. If it wasn't for the bug poo and the water sticking to it like fly on a rib roast, could have got some better video. I never did bother with my rain gear. It never did rain hard, drizzly for most, spotting the rest, just enough to wash the bugs off me chaps, and not enough to get the balls wet. Well, here we are in Snohomish, and of course the streets are cordoned off, and took about 3 tries to get to this green light. Here we go. Feet up. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Feet down. Now, I'm not religious, but their saying goes, thank Christ, at the next lights there was a cordon-off street where a flag person flagged the bikers down to get down to the bike show. Alright, this is a heck of a lot better. Streets with no cars as we're heading down to 1st Street. I was going to hang a right here and hopefully find some parking, and luckily, yeah, we did. And yeah, and there's mine right there on the right. I decided to take that. Those guys went down the end and kind of fluked out there too as well. There's Andy's Fish House with the Seattle Seahawks fans number 12. And it is going to be time to pull out the big gun, the cannon. And we'll see what kind of picks and flicks we can add to this. Well, here we are, parked, rain gear's off. It stayed relatively dry through the whole show, and ready for a walkabout. At Andy's Fish House, they had a band playing on the patio. We never went in, but it sounded great. And of course, what town isn't without a Legion? And here's a nice mural dedicated to all the veterans, past, present, and future. Well, they call 1st Street here the heritage part of town. Looks to me by the date almost 90 years ago. I just love these old buildings with the neon lights and nostalgic decor. There was quite a few vendors, and of course I had to bum a US dollar to buy last year's pin. Maybe next year I'll get this year and next. Up for some bike picks now. The gold one wasn't in the show and shine, but I thought a unique theme. And as everybody knows, there's always something to see that's different at every show. Lots of different styles, unique themes, paint jobs. I do recognize some of the wheels being RC components as well, like mine is. Company there called the Savage. Never seen these up close and personal before, although cool. Not sure how they'd handle a tour or even a speed bump. And of course there's always trikes. There's a lot more than this. This is the only two I managed to take pictures of. Some of the big metric touring bikes with some unique features and paint jobs. Now I found these untrike yourself conversion kits for Harley and Honda so far. They actually lean like a two-wheeler. There is a video at tiltingmotorworks.com. Live street band here with a girl, she played harmonica, guitar, sang, and this steel guitar made out of a can. They sounded real good. Well, time for some growlies now, and we walked into the First and Union Bakery and Kitchen here. It's a bar atmosphere too as well, and gave us a chance to kind of mingle as a group. This is the last pit where we parked and scheduled meet back at 3 to trundle back home. I will now end the Sky Valley Motorcycle Festival with some clips from the Canon.
I wouldn't have a film camera anymore. Shit.
I know, I got 4 in my drawers.
Oh, yeah, I got a few too.
This must be on the camera.
It's a pretty cool paint job. Quite the bikes down here, that's for sure. Some of our finest, taking care.